Good evening. This is my reflection to Barriers to Web 2.0. The article was really interesting because in my building we're continuing to have conversations about technology today and what that looks like in our classrooms and within our walls. The summary that I had really discusses the digital divide and how in rural areas we are limited to some technology that we can use just because of limited access of resources and funds. Technology can be difficult to integrate in our classrooms due to the lack of training, the lack of time to prepare, budget cuts, and the lack of monetary resources to provide technology in our classrooms. And administration support is sometimes not as supportive as we would like it to be. There are several advantages and disadvantages to Web 2.0 tools, and we'll talk about this a little bit later, but some of the advantages are the inclusiveness that Web 2.0 tools encourage. For example, students may be more willing to collaborate online where they're not face-to-face. That might be a little bit more comfortable. It really moves our students' learning beyond the classroom walls and provides some authentic audiences for our students and gives real-world experiences for our students, which are really important for students moving in that 21st century skill. Some disadvantages with 2.0 with Web 2.0 tools is that technology can sometimes have that fear of being too public, as well as that the cyberbullying that can come with collaboration and the inappropriate use of media and digital citizenship. We'll move on to the questions. Resolving the digital divide. I'm not sure that can ever truly be resolved. It would be great if it could be, but resolving the digital divide is difficult because there are some challenges. One is the monetary challenges. Another is the lack of resources and funding. A lot of districts will have opportunities for community grants or community programs to support initiatives at the schools, and some school districts just don't have that. Administration support, unfortunately, we are all different. We are all built different with different beliefs, different trains of thought, and as long as we continue to have a wide variety of administrators, we may have a wide variety of support for technology integration. Training and support. Training and support is really difficult because some districts have a lot of money to put towards technology training, and some just are doing great to have the materials but don't have the money to continue with formal training. And the last piece to the divide that I see is really the open-minded approach and fear. There is fear in some cases of moving from a traditional classroom setting to a more global classroom setting where students are working to move in the direction of creation and project-based learning and those types of things. There is that sense of lack of control or feeling of a lack of control. Teachers obviously are in control when you're creating with your students and having them continue to be in charge of their own learning. But there is still some fear with that. There's like a bridge over into that global media setting. 21st century skill set. The skills that I wanted to really highlight is collaboration and communication. Our students need to be collaborating and communicating on all levels, using technology to do that, using face-to-face interaction, problem solving, working through things. Social and cross-cultural skills is important as we live in a society that is going to continue to be more global. Responsibility and problem solving. Students today need to continue to work to be responsible and really try to figure out problems on their own independently. Technology and media literacy is very important. If we're not teaching our students today what we need them to know, then we're missing the boat. Initiative and accountability. Students need to be held accountable for their actions, and they need to be developing a sense of initiative to start projects, to start having goals for themselves and working towards those, being able to think independently. That will really help them as they move forward in their either college or career ready worlds. Global economy and personal use. I use technology every day. Most people do. The one that I want to highlight here is professional development opportunities, and it's easy to collaborate and complete projects. One of the ways that I am connected is I am connected with teachers I've never met, and we can collaborate on different activities. We can collaborate on different ways of handling iPads in the classroom, handling project-based learning for kindergarten students. It is a way for me to connect with people and collaborate because I do teach in a small rural school and I only have one other colleague, whereas I really don't anymore because it's just a global community, and I really like to collaborate in that way. Technology training, I need to continue to work on things every day. Time is one of those things that we just don't have enough of. The Mimeo functions for an interactive whiteboard is something I need to continue to work on. I have taught in a district that was pretty much Promethean based, and now I've switched over. Not much different, but still just retraining the tools and integrating those. iPad integration and management with kindergarten students is something that I am working on this year. I'm truly blessed to have as many iPads as I do, but I want to move my students in a way that it's not just applications and practice, that it is to help them develop and create projects and assignments. 21st century technology in our district. For a small district, we are truly blessed. We have one-to-one Chromebooks at the middle school, high school, and we are 2-to-1 with iPads and laptops at the elementary school. We have interactive whiteboards, we have Apple TVs, we have a computer lab that we can practice some of those skills with, but we do have a challenge. We have very limited bandwidth, and so anytime our district is taking assessments, we cannot use stream videos or music or different things like that. So we have some challenges. For example, on class conference night last week, I was hopeful to show my parents' website and Twitter and all of those things, but our internet was not working. So those things happen, and I understand that, but we do have some challenges. Some advantages to Web 2.0. It really prepares students for real-world applications and careers. It expands our knowledge beyond our classroom walls. It gets our students out and understanding the global economy, understanding all of the things that we can't necessarily take and see through a book. So that's really nice. It also teaches relevant content for the cultural context of our time. It's really important that our students are using technology. Most adults my age are paperless. Bills are all paid online. Organization tools are all online. Everything is online, or through a technology device. So we really need to be exposing our students to that aspect. While paper and pencil still has value and paper and pencil still has a place, we also have to be preparing our students for paperless world. Web 2.0 disadvantages. We have, there is that lack of resources and an equal opportunity for all students, which brings me to the standard PSEL 3C, which ensures each student has equitable access to effective teachers, learning opportunities, and the resources necessary. I think that standard really stood out to me as we were discussing, the divide, the digital divide, because really we do have a digital divide, and we are not, as leaders, able to currently ensure that each student has that equitable access. Identity theft and cyberbullying, all of those things are disadvantages to Web 2.0. The last piece is the inappropriate technology use, and I have not had experiences with cyberbullying because I teach kindergarten and we're not on that type of a system, but that was another, that was the next standard that I chose was the ISTE 5B, which talks about the digital citizenship, promoting, modeling, and establishing policies for safe, legal, and ethical use of digital information. And for me, one of the main things that I teach is treatment and management of equipment, and what you can do and what you should be doing in the classroom with the equipment, and basic foundation and applications, because I teach kindergarten. But teaching any grade, really, I mean, we do talk about being safe and being responsible with people that we talk to online or things that we see online. Those are all things that are important because, honestly, my students are around parents who are on Facebook, on Twitter, on social media, and they see pictures that they may or may not should be seeing. I'll put it that way. But each parent has the right to share with their child what they choose. But then sometimes we need to deal with that in the classroom because that can't transfer over into the classroom setting just because of the appropriate use. So digital citizenship, again, was one of the standards that I was looking at and thinking about when I started reflecting on the reading. So to just recap, I love to use technology. Unfortunately, we do have lots of barriers that hinder us from being able to just really open that world up. I'm making small strides, one step at a time, with kindergarten students, but the time and the training is one thing that really is a struggle for me in my technology integration, because I have to find the time to teach myself through webinars and videos how to implement and use technology effectively and appropriately for my kids at their developmental age.